This week, a Spaniard sends it in Race A. Race B sees me get absolutely murdered. In Race C, I have 6 seconds of penalties. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gran Turismo 7 weekly race guide here in 2022. It's week 26 and we have a new track this week, but that is later on. First up, we are at Tsukuba in the Miatas, the MX-5, otherwise known as the Roadster, actually in the game. It's the brand new one, of course. Let's have a look at those race details then. We're racing 6 laps here at Tsukuba. It's a grid start with comfort soft tyres, ×1 fuel, ×1 tyre wear, and BOP is on. But that doesn't change anything. You can still put a design on the car, put wings on it, and do all that funky stuff. Timestamps are in the background, of course, if there's a particular race you want to check out, including the new track. But let's jump straight into this race then. Tsukuba MX-5s, let's go! We are then at the start. Rev your engines. Right, interesting with the start, by the way. There's no traction control, but you don't need it, fortunately, unless you're trying to avoid somebody, as you're about to witness. So off we go here, and Lawton doesn't move an inch with the wanged MX-5. But hey, we continue on, we just make it. So traction control not needed. However, interesting that we can't put it on. Head towards turn 1 then. The Spaniard goes towards the inside. I wasn't sure where to go here, to be honest with you. The Italian comes back. Oh, and hits the Spaniard. They go sideways. So, leaving this corner, I was like, okay, this is going to get a little bit interesting now, because that Spaniard, I had a suspicion, I was not very happy. And look at that for a lunge! Oh my word, lunge of the century there, but fortunately we get on the inside. It's 3 wide, all sorts of weird carnage. Hey, we make it work. We're up into P7. That's all we need to do. As we then clip this apex here. So we've got MGT11111 said hello in chat as well. Hello to you. As we head down towards the hairpin then for the first time of 6. In towards the braking zone we go. They go a little bit wide there. We take the inside, trying to get the good exit here. And we do indeed. Oh, what's going on here? We've got a French driver meeting Barry R. And I'm not sure what flag. Is that Romanian flag? I'm not too sure. It's a flag I don't see very often. But we go past Sterling there. As we then head towards this fast right-hander. Italian from earlier on still making their way through the field. After that little contact with the Spaniard earlier on. Cole up ahead. Oh, they get it sideways though. A bit sideways. I'm not sure we did it very well either. They still got the hazards on earlier as well. So heading towards turn 1. We're looking at the inside. This car has very good brakes. I've got to admit, I was surprised at how late I could brake in this car. But you'll see that on the track guide as well. So we get a bit of a run on Cole here. Trying to go around the outside of the hairpin. I kind of figured I don't want to be here. I don't want to be on the outside. So I was hoping to go on the inside. But they defend it very nice here. We've got MGT just on the inside there. Couldn't quite make that work. As we continue on out of that corner then in towards this right-hander. Hoping to not get too much oversteer. Get a run in towards the hairpin perhaps. Let's see. So clipping the grass on the left. You should always do that at Tsukuba. As we then head down towards the hairpin, and Cole going to keep that position for now then. Can we get a good run out the corner? Bit of slipstream. Oh, what's flashing behind? Somebody on the pad. That's Sterling, well, I think Romanian. I'm not too sure. So we'll leave that corner then. And we do have a run on Cole here. It's good. Get down the inside very quickly. Get alongside as we head towards this right-hander then. Very hard to make this move work without actually punting the person on your left. But however, we do get it right, however. And we stop on the apex beautifully. And up into P3. A podium position in 2 laps. I like it. Not much more happens. So let's go into this lap guide then. So heading towards turn 1. The end of the fence there is your brake marker. That's how late you're braking. You're braking after the 50-meter board. So after that fence starts on your screen, at the edge of your screen, that's when you brake. Look at that. Look how late you can brake here. Second gear in the MX-5 as we go around. Be careful of the oversteer. There is a little bit of oversteer when you accelerate, but as long as you keep the steering nice and smooth, you should be fine. Right, towards the hairpin we go then. And again, you're braking really late here. You're actually braking at the end of the curb-in. This is so unusual to be braking this late, but I'm using that as a marker. You want to brake just before the end of the curb-in, in fact, because I think I brake a tiny bit too late for this one. I do indeed. Only a tiny bit, nothing major, but I can still accelerate out, no problem. I want to straighten out the steering as quick as possible to stop any oversteer as we then get to the fast right. So you're just going to lift off here, where the orange goes to white there on the barrier. Just lift off, turn in, and then balance the throttle a little bit. 20-25% if you can. Look at that beautiful stuff as we continue on through. The car is very safe, very sound, and doing very well. So through the left we go. We're going to head towards the hairpin. Again, Very, very late braking here. So the lamppost, or whatever that is on the right-hand side, as that leaves your screen, then you brake. That's how late you're going to brake here. It is an absolute last of the late breakers here. In it we go. Second gear again as we go around. Remember to straighten out that steering as quick as possible. Use all the circuits. It's there to be used. You paid all of GT7's RRP to use all the circuits, to use it. So head towards the last corner. On the right side, you got the billboards. The end of the last billboard. As that leaves your screen, hit the brakes. But you want to trail braking. So not 100% braking, 50% braking if you can. And then let the car roll through the corner. Try and keep it above 70 miles an hour as you see here. Beautiful stuff. And you should be fine at Tsukuba here in the Mazda Roadster. So that's it for race A. A little bit spread out, as you will see in terms of those results there. Congrats to Morris, of course, for winning that race. But you can have some good racing, but I'd say it's spread out, so it wasn't the greatest. That's it for race A then. Let's head to race B, where there's a murder. Welcome then to Italy. Once again, and I've said this many times, we're going to be at Lago Maggiore a lot in GT7. There's that many layouts. Which layout is it today? It is West End in reverse. So I would actually call this an absolute wreckfest circuit when you actually see the layout. It is unbelievable. I do say just before there is a murder in this one as well, but we'll have a look at that in a second. Let's look at those race details. We're racing 7 laps here at West End Reverse at Lago Maggiore. It's a rolling start. Again, dodgy rolling starts. Not sure why. Racing car tyres. Has 1 fuel times 1 tyre wear. Group 4 bop. And as you can tell in the background, I chose the Alfa Romeo. Obviously, it's a very good handling car, and it's a bit of a handling circuit here, so it works out a charm, really. You might be able to use some other cars, but the Alfa was top. The Alfa's what I picked. Let's have a look exactly what happened, and let's have a look at this murder. Here we are then at the start. Mostly Alphas. Got a Genesis in there as well. Got a Megane trophy. But yeah, the Alfa looks like it's the strongest car here. As you see this dodgy rolling start. We're starting 2 corners before even the start-finish line. Yeah, it's very, very, very frustrating. Somebody was off there. Lobsy. I think they forgot that they were even entered into the race, to be honest. But hey, there you are. Right, let's actually get into the action then. So I've advanced it towards Banky Boy, and we're up against the Hungarian Valentine. As we go down the inside then, clip the left, and then in towards this corner. This is why this is a good wreckfest circuit. Look at this corner. Oh my word, it's so sharp. Over a crest of a hill as well. Like, that is just pure carnage. But we had a bit of good race here with Valentin. I said Valentine before, it's Valentin. And we're up into P12 then from the start of the race. Not too shabby at all. In towards braking zone we go. We've got a French driver up ahead with a penalty. I have no idea how you even get that penalty. I've got to be honest. However, the impact is huge because it's uphill as you take it as well. My word. We're going to dive down the inside here then. Try and get the car stopped. Braking for it is very difficult. We stop it. Oh, super in the background into barrier. We all heard that one as we continue on out again. And it looks like, oh no, they've got a bit of a run on me here, actually. Look at this. We're potentially looking down the inside, but no, we cover that off nicely. Take the racing line in towards the braking zone then. Oh, they get close again. Right, we advance further on then. Lap number 3, the hairpin again. What's happening this time as we go into... Oh, hello. Why are you off there? My word. Oh, hello. What? Oh, 3 positions, 1 corner. Something happened there. Not sure what, but we'll take those. 3 positions, 1 corner. And we're up into P8 then. This is going well, isn't it, this race? Right, we have Punk Attack up ahead then. In towards the braking zone we go. They defend that. I thought they were actually going to go deep there, but they don't. They survived that. Very well played as we continue on out of that corner, head up the hill. So we've got 3 more positions up for grabs here. Ahead, we've got a Genesis versus 3 Alphas. So we head into the double left-hander here, then in towards the braking zone we go. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the 2. The Italian was trying to avoid the Brit there as we go into towards this left. We get on the outside of Punk Attack here. They absolutely belt it to sort of cut us off there. And I wish I'd taken note of that, as you're about to see shortly. So we're going to continue on in towards the left and then the right. Oh, here we go. We've got another car behind us, actually, here. Dave. As we then head down towards Banky Boy for the 5th time. In towards the braking zone we go then, trying to get the run out the corner as we do here. And we get pushed into barrier. The murder has happened. That is an absolute murder. Now, I had a look at the old replay. I do not understand why you would be turning right there at any point unless you were trying to block somebody or cause carnage. So, yeah. Very, very, very frustrating. We're going to go to a lap guide now all the same. So you want to lift a little bit here for the left. You want a better run at the right. Now you lift a little bit here. You want to make sure you touch the curb. Then you can accelerate through it and you should be fine. Head towards Banky Boy. Look for either the start of the sand there or the end of the yellow bit. Whichever one you want to use here. Using the end of the yellow, you're more than likely going to brake too late. So you start braking in between those. And you want to use all of Banky Boy if you can. We get it slightly wrong there. But even so, they are the brake markers you use. We're going to head up this hill then and chuck it towards the left-hand side. And as you get over the top of the crest of the hill here, you've either got the choice of where that white line intersects the other white line or the end of the yellow barrier on the right-hand side. Now, I was using both of these because it's just about trying to get it right. It's downhill braking as well. Honestly, this corner is carnage. There's going to be so many accidents here. It's unbelievable. It's so tight. But hey, it makes for some interesting racing, I guess. So continue on up the hill then, and we're 1,000th up there on that purple sector. How good's that? So you want to lift a little bit here, get it towards the right-hand side. As you go in a straight line at the end of this curbing is when you want to brake, and then you want to clip your tyre on the inside of the curb, okay? If you don't do that, you're literally going to have issues here. So through the left we go, out towards the right, and then back towards the left. You want to clip the curb if you can. We just miss it here, but you're just lifting on that second one. And accelerate towards the line, and that is going to be it for race B. So yeah, a murder there from Punkasack. Just, I'm not too sure, because they drove clean everywhere else. It's bizarre, but you can't just cut people off like that if they're on your outside. You just can't do that. It's not allowed. Not allowed. You must always leave a space. That's it for race B. Let's jump to race C. Welcome then to race C, the brand new circuit in Gran Turismo 7. It's Watkins Glen. Now, I do like this circuit. I love the bus stop chicane. I think it's a very nice corner on this circuit. And it does have a very nice flow with some tricky corners to boot. Before we get into all of that, let's have a look at the race details. Racing 10 laps here at Watkins Glen. It's a rolling start, which again, we can't seem to get right for some reason. Racing soft and medium tyres both are required. Now, that is a very tricky part of this race. Times 1 fuel, times 5 tyre wear. Bop is fixed. That's all you need to know. Now, the Genesis was actually leading the way on the board, so I picked that. And I want to say a huge shout out to Mugino for the livery, the TCR livery there in the background. If you do want to check out TCR, want to join TCR, check out the description. There's a form there. Fill it out. Join the Discord. Come join the team and represent us for all the right reasons. Being trustworthy, clean and respectful racing. That's all you need to be. No driver rating requirement. You can be a part of a team. Right, folks, let's jump to Watkins Glen then. Let's have a look at this circuit because this one is an interesting race. It has strategy and it has a little bit of harshness to it as well, which I think is interesting. We are then at the start. You see some familiar names there. Constant Wind, mainly Genesises. We've got some Subarus in there. We've got Max Power in a Porsche as well as we get ready. Now, it's a new track. I expected the rolling start to be fixed, but alas, it's not. We've got P13, P12 starting on a corner here as well. So, yeah, status quo apparently. So we head out of that last corner. Then I'm going to head towards turn 1. Now, medium and soft tyres both required. So I'm on the medium tyres as always here because I'm at the back. As we then head in towards turn 1. Now, cold tyres are a worry. And as you see there, the car in front did the same as me. Except they held it. I didn't. I went to visit Barry R again. I visited that quite a lot today, apparently. But they've also got a penalty here. Has Moax 222. So down the inside we go of them. And up into P15 with the move. Now, that corner there is the main place to make overtakes on this circuit. Other corners are very hard to do it because you need a good overlap, but that's a good diving opportunity. There's plenty of space to make that dive. Has to be a clean dive, remember though. You've got to make that apex as we continue on out of there in towards this left. You don't actually have to brake for this as... Oh, where are they going? That was odd. They've just lifted and gone towards the left-hand side. Let me buy. Happy day. I will take them. We'll take them every day of the week. As we continue on, there's P13 here as we get to the bus stop chicane. I love this chicane. It is a very nice chicane because you come out of it and go straight into this right-hander. Super duper nice flow here as we look to try and get past Cheyenne. I don't know. Cheons. No, okay, we won't go into... what's that? Ricky Martin? I have no idea. Okay, we're leaving that corner, and I'm a boomer, so obviously most of you won't even know who Ricky Martin is. Anyway, in towards his right hand we go. Looking on the inside, not going to quite work out here against the Subaru as we leave that corner there. Oh, who's that? Somebody's off. A Swiss driver's gone there. Airwick GTI. Hey, another position, and we have a bit of a drag race then towards this corner. Again, this is the prime overtaking place. Down the inside we go. We stop it. Bang on the money as we continue on out there looking for the run, the cutback as we head up towards this left-hander. Are they going to do it? No, not for now. As we leave that corner, it's stated... Oh, they're in the barrier. You got to be careful of that. I'll talk about that on the lap guide, actually. So, lap number 4 then. We're in P12 at the moment. Oh, what's happening up here? It's the yellow flag. Oh, let's zoom in. Oh, MOMOZ is dead. God, that was quick, but MOMOZ is dead there. Not sure what happened. Now, turn 1 may seem like a good overtaking opportunity. It really is hard to nail it, and more than likely will lead to contact. But again, I'll explain that later. In fact, I'll demo it later on, in fact. So we're going to come through here and head into... Oh, somebody else is dead. There's a lot of deaths today. What's going on? That's the BMW M6 Endurance model in Barry. All right, lap number 5 then. We've caught up to Roadster in the red and yellow Haribo machine there, the Subaru, as we look on the inside. There wasn't quite enough of a gap there. There could have been contact, but I avoided it and just backed out of it for now as we then head towards this right-hander. This one is a very unique corner. I do like this one as well because as you leave, there's like a little bit of extra tarmac that you can use. There it is. So it's kind of nice, and then it runs out very quickly. So you've got to get off it very quickly, but it opens the corner up just that teeny tiny little bit. As we then head towards this right-hander again, in towards the braking zone we go. You can use more track than I'm doing. I'm just trying to avoid penalties at all costs. You can go out over there, and then in towards the left. Now, we're not catching this Subaru at the moment. I can tell you they are on the soft tyre. I'm on the medium tyre, as we see Turbo Hulk there, in with a soft tyre. Now, in terms of strategy, 5.5 is potentially what you're looking for. A 6.4 can work as well. It's very hard to get right here because the soft tyre can get used quickly. Now, you have to stick to the white line of the pit lane, or the yellow line in this case. I didn't know that. I'll come in the pits. I think it's... Oh, it's a nice quick pit stop. No, you just have a end cinematic instead. So we're going to leave the pits here. We're actually going to be inside the Subaru here. Actually, inside them as we get 3 seconds. So I was trying to get out of the Subaru because I know what happens like that. And I cut the white line again, or the yellow line. So I have 6 seconds of penalties. Be careful of the pit lane. So you're going to have to stick to that yellow line and be very, very careful. It's around 20 seconds for a pit stop. Just FYI there for you if you're looking for that 20-second gap. So they get a 3-second one behind. I get a 6-second one because I moved out the way to try and avoid carnage. But apparently it caused carnage anyway, and I was just inside them. So something that needs to be fixed. It was in GT Sports as well, wasn't it, that issue? But hey, it is what it is, unfortunately. We do have some fantastic racing still to come, though. So don't go anywhere, folks. 6 seconds does not mean the end of the race for us. As we see 777. Is that Borneo? I'm not too sure. If it is Borneo, a shout out to you. We haven't raced you in ages. But you used to race with that number as well. So, into the right-hander we go. And we're looking to leave that now as... Oh, somebody else has left here. Looking on the right-hand side. And then just moving over for that penalty. And look how long this is. It's actually a bit awkward because it's on a hill again, the penalty. So, it's even more than 6 seconds. Because you then have to accelerate uphill. Anyway, let's get into the race then. So I'm on soft tyres now. So, it's soft versus soft. So, the Subaru ahead didn't change to mediums at all in this race. I did think they were on mediums at the time, so I caught them up very quickly. However, it is a soft versus soft race. So this is why turn 1 isn't very good. So when you come into turn 1, the problem you have is it wants to push you out. The corner wants to push you out, which is why you can run so out wide and why the curb is so large. So you can actually defend very well being on the outside line. You just got to be worried if someone pushes you off. Obviously, me being a clean racer, I'm not going to push them off. So they literally managed to defend around the outside. It's very good defense there by Roadster as well. So that's why you got to be careful. So normally if you dive at turn 1, you're going to hit them because you're going to get pushed out wide and hit the car, which is why turn 1 is not a good place to overtake. The bus stop chicane, you have to have an overlap if you're going to go for the move there because it's so fast. If you don't have an overlap, it's like Daytona. Don't have the overlap, you're going to actually cause a crash. You really are, because the dive does not work. As we get a massive run here on the Subaru in towards the braking zone then, and it's still side-by-side action through this left-hander. And we continue on out. So we're going to head up towards this right-hander then. So this is a corner I've never really made moves at before. So I'm talking about experience from different games here as well. It's not a corner you can really make moves because, again, you can sort of defend around the outside potentially by just having that longer run round and then the acceleration up the hill. As we saw earlier on with that Subaru I was fighting with. Oh, wow. We caught up very close then to Roadster. But status quo for now. P10. Heading towards this left-hander. I'm just looking for a way by. I want to gain lots of positions here. I can still see cars ahead, which means I can still have a fight with people. I really can. So we're going to lift off into here. Beautiful stuff. And continue over towards the left-hand side. Hit that brake marker. I'll talk about that after. And accelerate through. Now, could have done that a little bit quicker here. So, do we have a run on the Subaru? We sort of do. Am I going to look for it? I'm not too sure. I can't remember what happens in this race. I do look for it, but again, it's so hard to go for that move because you can just defend around the outside like so. The curb pushes you off as well. So, we get a good run out the corner, though. A very good run out the corner. I was surprised that Roadster didn't come across there, but we now have the run on the inside. We're going to be side by side up the hill here. Not too much understeer. I have on other games experienced lots of understeer there and headed into barrier R side by side. But not this time. We are side by side, head towards bus stop chicane. This is the overlap you need. You need to be aggressive here. Now, if I was Roadster, I'd back out of it at this point. You're going to lose more time by trying to stay there. We go aggressive. We get the job done. Through there we go. Up into P9. Happy days indeed then. And look who is ahead. It's MOMOZ. So is MOMOZ in a nice mood. A horrible mood after that turn one incident? I'm not too sure. Let's find out. We do believe MOMOZ is a changed person. We will see. So we're going to leave that corner and let's see what MOMOZ's Genesis can do. Now, I did notice MOMOZ was braking early, so I think MOMOZ was learning the circuit as well. As we look on the inside. Oh, actually, that's a really good run out that corner. That is how you do that, folks. Look at that. Side by side with MOMOZ then. MOMOZ trying to push me towards the right side of the circuit. I wasn't having any of it. I was staying in the middle of the circuit here. As we then head towards the braking zone here. MOMOZ going for that cutback. Not going to quite work out here. I stop it on the apex. Beautiful racing there with MOMOZ. Very well played. I see Max Power in the pits on lap number 8. So in towards the left we go. And we accelerate out. And this corner, very deadly corner that. And all game. So in towards the bus stop we go. Look how much we gained there. A little bit too aggressive for myself, I think, actually. I didn't carry enough speed here. But we've got the run on 777. Now this move, very hard to pull off this kind of move. You can do it, but unfortunately 777 just got a bit of understeer there. And we go to the right. And I think they let off there to let me go from that incident. I'm not too sure. They did apologize after as well. So, you know, there's no harm there. We carry on racing. At the time I was a bit like, whoa, what are you doing? Well, that was a quick let off, etc. Good sportsmanship. We can continue racing. Happy days. But we need to go into a lap guide now, folks. It's lap 9. I'm going to go into lap 10. Let's get that lap guide going. So head towards turn 1. You got the 200 board on the left-hand side. You're braking before that board. You have to brake before. It's very easy to brake after because you're all that runoff. But before it, you want to sort of clip the inside curb and then accelerate out and straighten the car up as much as possible to avoid oversteer. And you can use a lot of this curb. As long as your tires are on that curb, you are fine. No track limits. You're off the curb. There's a tiny little margin, but nothing major. So, heading towards the bus stop chicane, you've got this blue Marshall box and then a 200-meter board. Use the blue Marshall box here, okay? You want to brake and you want to attack the first part of the chicane and then dab the brake to then go into the second part here. I don't dab the brake, but you want to be aggressive. That's how you do it. You dab it, you turn, you get the car rotated straight into this corner. You dab the brake into this corner, let the car flow. Why have I highlighted that Marshall box right there? That's your accelerating marker. When you see that, put your foot to the floor. As long as you're turning, you should make the corner absolutely fine. As you can see there, beautiful stuff. We're going to head towards the right-hand side then. Once again, we're looking for that 200-meter board. Now, you're braking actually on it this time, not before it, as we get ready for the marker. Come on, let's go. We'll speed it up, Tidge. In towards the left we go. Now, as you see on the left-hand side, this fence wasn't there and then appears. As it meets the barrier, again, an accelerating marker there for you. You got 2 here at this circuit. That is a very good marker, by the way. And you can use that in any game. It's normally there. And you can accelerate out and make it. It's very easy to run wide there and end up on the grass. Once again, the 200-meter board being used here. So basically, you're going to brake just after it. And you want to take a late apex here. A later apex is a better apex. Because it's uphill, you want the run up the hill. So you're trying to straighten up the car as much as possible. As you see, you've got a little bit of oversteer. Use that tarmac I mentioned earlier on and really get the speed out the corner. It's uphill. You need the momentum up the hill. So it's better to take a later apex. Now, this corner, very difficult corner. I've highlighted 2 things here. They're on top of each other. You got the 200-meter board. You're braking after that. Where you actually want to brake, and you can use this in the race, not in time trial. The camper van there on the left-hand side. Very beautiful. Max Power going for some pirouettes there. Use that camper van on the left-hand side in the race. It's a very good marker. This left-hander, 100-meter board. Again, a very late apex here. So, it's very easy to turn in early for this corner. And then what happens is you end up in the barrier on the exit because you think, oh, I can accelerate here. And it just pushes you out wide. A later apex means you don't do that. You can accelerate out. The barrier comes in as well. So, you have to be very careful there. And that is how you do that. So, the 100-meter board here is your next point. And you're just lifting off this one. Lift off, turn in. Nice and easy. Basically, you should clip the curb on the inside. You can run out wide a little bit. Remember, keeping tires on the curb on the outside. If you do run wide, Beautiful stuff. Over towards the left-hand side. Now, I've highlighted a lamppost behind the times and a lamppost there further ahead. It's the one further ahead that you want. That is your brake marker. Very hard to see with the sunlight, but you can still see it. So you brake and you turn in, and then you can accelerate quite early here. You can go very close to the barrier there. Nice and easy. And we're going to head towards the finish line there. So we're actually going to finish in P... Oh, no, actually, P5. What's going on? Oh, a minute penalty for Dappling. Oh, I'll take a P5. Happy days. I thought I finished P6. Nice and easy there. And there you can see Roadster was on soft as well, as I said. So Watkins Glen, a very nice circuit. Very hard to actually get some very decent moves done, but you can have some good racing here, as you've seen. Just be careful for turn 1 overtakes, because they don't end up very well at all at Watkins Glen. Be careful at the bus stop chicane. If you're the car behind another car, do let off. Just fall in behind. Make your move later on. If you're the overlap car, just go for it, because you should have it done. But... that is it for Race C. So an interesting week. I'm happy to see Watkins Glen in Gran Turismo. Do check Race C out, of course. Try out Watkins Glen. See how you like it or not. That's it, as I say, for this week's race guide. There are 2 videos there if you want to check them out. My logo's there if you want to subscribe. Please do give it a like on the way out. It's free. It costs you nothing, and it will mean the world to me and the effort I put into the videos. Once again, a big, big thank you, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream very soon.